Dave Meltzer, guys like that.
What the hell does Meltzer know, a little puke?
No! I really don't care what Dave Meltzer has to say.
You know, this guy Meltzer is so knowledgeable of this industry. Why has he not opened his own territory, ran his own business? Because the first thing he would do would put himself on top, make himself the champion, and everybody on the net would hate his fucking ass.
No! When did you
You should have been a booker.
What?
You should have been a booker.
Okay, all right.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know everything about it. You should have been very successful.
Not in this era.
You're the most knowledgeable person I've talked to, almost in my life. Next time Vern calls me, I'm gonna tell him to go shut up. I don't want to talk to him anymore. I'm gonna talk to Dave Meltzer.
All right.
Listen, you know, it's just impossible to talk to you.
Okay.
You're like an awful lot of people that I've known in my lifetime, and I guess that must be like some people you've known.
Yeah.
I did it, and you wish you could.
No! Internet writers and dirt sheet guys, were they your critics?
No, I didn't care. Like I always said, if all those guys are such great wrestling minds, I mean, anybody can Monday quarterback. I just always thought that, you know, if you're so brilliant, why have you not, you know, Meltzer, why have you not booked it for a major? You know, those sheets had a lot of, you know, dud. You know, and it was every year it was like match of the year, you know, Abu Zago versus Naposeno in the Korakuen Hall. Like, yeah, right. You fucking saw it when. You saw it from fucking Oakland? Fuck you.
Backbone Wrestling Network, welcome back to Meltzer Knows Best, ? During this podcast, as I said last time, we'll be watching through each and every match that Dave Meltzer rated 5 stars or more and deciding whether he truly does know best or whether he does not. As I had on my last episode, I have the 2 men that are joining me on this journey. We'll start with Keith Langston. How you doing tonight?
I'm great, Logan. Thank you so much for having me on. I am so excited to do this with you and watch this match or talk about this match that I watched with you.
Absolutely. And we may have, we talked about it last time, we may have Scott Shiflett join us on some of these episodes as well. But we do have Shawn Kidd with us once again. How are you doing, Shawn?
Hey, how you doing, Logan? I'm trying to figure out how the randomizer, what do you call it? Well, we'll call it my thermalizer key.
Thermalizer.
Yeah, random. How did we randomly get, like, I know we have potluck here. How do we end up with another Misawa match on episode number 2? I know you didn't do it on purpose. It's just interesting that we got, and Kobashi too, right? So
Kobayashi and Misawa.
Right. And this is what, 3 years earlier? Last one was 97. This is 94.
Yeah, both
so
January,
I don't know how you did
97, 94. Yeah, I don't know how it worked out, but I definitely just threw it in a randomizer. It probably would have honestly been smarter to watch this one first so we could have seen him as a tag team and then seen him as singles, but I tried to stay true to the randomizer, make it as random as possible. So
I'm glad you could say randomizer because I couldn't say it. It was like saying yeah, Arachna Man.
We don't want to watch 50 Osprey matches in a row, so I had to try to randomize it somewhat. Obviously, we'll get some repeats. We'll get some where we see the same guys back-to-back episodes or something like that every now and then, just because a lot of these guys were in a lot of these matches, and he regularly rated their matches 5 stars or more. Obviously, we'll see a lot of the guys that are in this match. Especially 4 of the men, I'm pretty sure they have multiple 2-on-2 tag matches throughout the years against each other. So
I'll be honest with you. This match, 2 of the guys I've never even heard of.
I'll do you one better. 5 of the guys I never even heard of before.
And one of them wish I had never seen ever in my life.
Yeah.
One of the guys played professional baseball in Japan. I know that much.
Yeah, this is quite the potpourri that we have in this match tonight.
So we are going to be covering tonight on episode 2 a 6-man tag. Once again from All Japan Pro Wrestling. It is from New Year Giant Series on January 29th, 1994. This match takes place in Korakuen Hall. It is going to be Giant Baba, Mitsuharu Misawa, and Kenta Kobashi versus Toshiaki Kawada. Let me make sure I get his name.
Akira Taue.
Akira Taue and Masanobu Fuchi. Sorry.
Masabubu. It's Masabubu. No, you know what's great, Logan? How does New Japan name these shows? Like, what did you say this was? The Giant Series? The last one, I think, was Giant Series. Like, I've never understood how New Japan labeled these shows. It's very interesting to me. I wish I knew.
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with the context of all of that. I know they kind of this isn't like the G1 Climax, I wouldn't say per se,
but even that one, like when G1 Climax, like where the fuck? What are we doing?
Well, you look at some of these as like the Super J Cup, Tag League, the best.
Well, Super J, I get it, Super Juniors, but like some of these
Super
names,
Power Series,
Tag Team, whatever. Like
I just want to point out that Mitsuharu Misawa and Kenta Kobashi were also known as Super Generation Army. That was like the stable that they belonged to. Of course, they are teaming with Giant Bobber and
Giant Bobber
and Toshiaki.
Just say Kawada. Just say
Toshiaki Kawada. Oh, is he the inventor of the Kawada driver?
Maybe.
And Akira
Taue
and Shakira, they're the Shakira is called the Holy Demon Army. That's the
hips don't lie. Hips don't lie, Keith.
Yeah. So and they team, of course, with Master Fuchi.
Did you say Mr. Fuji?
Master Fuchi.
Master Fuji.
Masanobu. Nobu. That's the sushi place. Nobu Fuchi.
Yeah, so. Masanobu Fuchi. So
I like Masabubu.
There you go. both equally as offensive. So.
I'm not trying to be offensive. I just can't pronounce.
My apologies. You know, it's gonna be great is looking at our Podbean numbers for Japan. Look at a tank. My apologies to our Japanese fans. Sorry, and also to Chad Campbell. My apologies.
Oh man, good grief. I'm going to give some credit to somebody before I kind of dive into the context of the match. I am using Alex Pajorski's kind of write-ups of these matches.
Who the fuck is that? Alex who?
He works for TJR Wrestling. He did a lot of these 5-star match reviews back in the day. I did my own play-by-play, but just for context for the story, I kind of am using some of his articles. So I want to give him some credit off the top before I go.
So is there a story to this one?
So there's a bit of a story. It's not super layered or anything like that, but it kind of gives the context of why they did these matches during these times, during these like tournaments and stuff like that. And it'll kind of play into some of the stuff we have in the future with the G1 and kind of tag matches that happen during that. And, the kind of singles matches that happen throughout them, and why the kind of the booking style of All Japan Pro Wrestling at this point. They're obviously very famous for some of the singles matches, as we saw in the last episode, and we will see a lot of 2-on-2 tag team matches. Like I said, Keith, you mentioned that Misawa and Kobashi were a team, and Taue and Kawada are also a team. They will have multiple matches on this list that we will go through, so we will see a lot of them. So they have a lot of classic matches in this decade of the 90s. But sometimes they kind of wanted to build to kind of special encounters. So they didn't want to do one-on-one, battles like we saw in our last episode every night. So for kind of the rest of the touring schedule for AJPW, it was mostly 6-man and 8-man tags that they kind of threw together. This was kind of done to show that the top wrestlers could kind of save themselves, not go all out every night, and obviously, really hurt themselves or even kill themselves in some situations in these matches. So they could give these guys previews of certain matchups, like obviously you could see Kawada taking on Misawa in a match later on, but this is kind of a preview to show you throughout a match, like throughout a 6-man tag, that these guys could face off later together. As I mentioned last time, Misawa was kind of the ace of All Japan Pro Wrestling, his main tag team partner and future rival, Kenta Kobashi. And then we had the beloved company owner and promoter, Giant Baba, kind of throwing himself in this match. Kawada was Misawa's main arch rival, so that's kind of why he's on the other side. And Taue, again, is one of his main tag team partners. And to kind of counterbalance Baba, they threw in a veteran of the Japan wrestling scene, which was Masanobu Fuchi. He had been wrestling since like the 70s. So obviously no titles on the line, anything like that. But yeah, just that's kind of the context of why they book these kind of matches. Obviously kind of the backstory of why they kind of match these characters up against each other.
Giant Baba just seemed very random to me in this match in '94. I don't know.
Well,
it was just like, what's the square peg in the hole, or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mostly because he just kind of wanted to put himself in there with the top brass of the company. As
he's like the Andre the Giant of New Japan, right? So it's kind of like that's probably a special attraction kind of thing. So.
Scott Shiflett.
I think Andre the Giant was the Andre the Giant of All Japan, to be honest with you.
Well, yeah.
He was dead.
What do you say about Shiflett?
Scott Shiflett has once described Giant Baba as a No Mercy creative character, because you don't want to say a creative character in a modern video game because they're actually really realistic. But remember how blocky and kind of weird looking
Scott
No
Shiflett.
Mercy characters were. So that is how
Baba is a very strange looking man and scary. Like he scares me. Like
he's not even here and he's making me laugh.
He is a terrifying individual. So and he may hinder this match a little bit. We'll talk about it when we get there. But based on the context I just kind of threw out, Sean, what did you kind of think of the backstory that I kind of just...
I mean, it's fine. Initially I was just like, okay, this is pretty random 6-man. I'm like, so when you said, hey, this is a Meltzer 5-star match, I'm looking at it and go, that is the most random match to be. It's like a 6-man from whatever Japan New Giant Baba show, whatever the fuck it was called back on New Year's. I don't know. And then you just see these 6, and I'm like, okay, Misawa, I get Kobashi, I've heard of, Kawada, I've heard of. I never heard of Akira. I never heard of Fuchi. And then you got fucking Giant Baba. And I've watched a lot of Giant Baba matches, and every single time I've watched a Giant Baba match, I wish I had never watched a Giant Baba match. And so I was like, okay, this might not be good. So he just, again, I'm sure he's a legend. I'm sure he has his things. I've heard he's had some really good matches. I haven't watched any of them, but back in the day, he had some great matches with Harley Race. But he's just there's something not human about him. Like I don't know what it is. It's like he's tall, he's lanky, he's got these little stick arms with a big head, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's just he just scares the fuck out of me. Like if I were a kid and I watched this guy, I'd have dreams about him coming out of under my bed and killing me. I don't know. There's something just really, really strange about this guy. So, but thank you for sharing context. But yeah, just very random. Like it just feels very random for a 6-man match to be in this. So I'm curious as you go through this. It was very random to me. So
yeah, and fucking Baba's chest looks like he's a fucking Terminator. He is a very strange looking.
That's what I'm saying. You got this big puffy chest, you got the head, and then you got these little small dainty toothpick arms. I don't know what the hell's going on here. I don't understand.
Keithy, what'd you think of the backstory a little bit there?
I mean, I kind of agree with Sean on this. It's a very random, I'm like, okay, let's see where we go with this. I mean, any 6-man match, having a 56-year-old giant in the match, I'm confused. But I wasn't really sure. I hadn't seen a ton of Giant Baba stuff. So I'm like, maybe he still had it. He doesn't. I mean, and that's one of the things in this is that it's just there's not a lot there. I guess from an attraction point of view, yeah, I guess seeing a 56-year-old physically challenged human being, I guess. I don't really know.
Is that how old he was? Like, what was his real age here? Do we know? What
He's
was
56.
it?
I mean,
Get
according
the
to
fuck out of
Wikipedia-
here. Was he really?
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, he had just turned 56 when this match took place. So I mean, but I think I had texted you guys. I described. I go, he looks like it's okay. It's kind of an obscure thing, but if you're from like an Irish family and you had like a really tall dad, when he turns into a grandpa, that's what he looks like. Like he just looks like this tall, lanky, kind of just misshapen body where it's just things are not where they should be, it looks like. And like you talk about his puffy chest, like he's got a puffy chest and a flat ass.
He's just very misshapen.
He's very misshapen. And I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? And not only that, but who's the Fanucci there? Masanobu
Fanucci. What is he, Italian?
Masanobu Fuchi.
Fuchi was like, he was like already like 45, I think, when this match was out. So he's already like a dinosaur at that point. And,
well, yeah, that's why I think he's in it because they wanted.
He's in it because he's going up against Bobber. So it's like, okay, but like he's old. And then you got these like 4 young kids, because one of the things I'll say out the gate is Misawa looks, man, that guy did an awful lot in 3 years, because holy shit, from 94 to 97, he looks like a completely different human being.
Yeah, they look much younger in this match.
Yeah, and so you got 4 young kids, probably psyched to be there. I think I had mentioned last episode how Misawa and Kobashi are like, I think like disciples of Baba. So, or he was like, they were his chosen kind of guys. So like, clearly this must be a thrill for them to be in the ring with this legend. I don't know what the other 2 guys were thinking either, but good God, good gravy. Let's buckle up here for this match.
Yeah, as they strap in for this one. Lot of tagging in and out. So I, again, to help if anybody wants to watch along with us and listen, and you don't want to have to figure out who's who, I'm going to lay out. If you don't know who Giant Bob is, he's the big fucking guy.
He's the guy that looks like the great. He's the Japanese Great Khali in the ring.
No, I was going to say he's the Japanese creeper from Jeepers Creepers. That's what I would say.
But as with the last match, Misawa is still wearing the green and silver. Kobashi's wearing the orange. Kawada was wearing black and yellow. Taue was in the red, and Fuchi was in the all black.
And by the way, Misawa is that green is definitely that's very signature. So at least you can figure out.
I think that's like his go-to outfit. So
Kobashi also looks really young too. I just want to point out, like those 2 guys.
You know what happens is when you take suplexes on your neck for 3 years, you're going to age.
Those 2 guys from a span of 3 years. Almost
3 years is a long time.
3 years is a long time to be.
You dropped me on my stack of dimes, pal.
Yeah. Good Christ.
But again, I like to lay that out there so nobody has
Just real
think about
also,
who to.
Baba tags in like the first 3 minutes of the match.
Yeah, let Logan do his thing. I'm sure we're all going to shit all over the Baba. We're going to shit all over the Baba. But
my favorite thing is Fuchi acts like he's going to start the match, but then they go to lock up, and he's like, no, and he tags in Kawada.
Yes.
Just so you know, I get this on in the background. I'm watching it at 3 times speed. He doesn't look any better at 3 times speed.
Oh no, God. I can only imagine.
Rest in peace, Baba.
Yeah. R.I.P. Baba. But anyways, we'll get into the match. Kawada and Kobashi start things kind of like I just said. They both kind of stall with shoulder blocks. They kind of just run into each other a couple times. Kobashi eventually gets the better of the exchange. He does 2 knockdowns with shoulder blocks. Kawada then pops up with a big boot and a quick power slam. Kawada then lays in some stomps while he's on the ground. They then again meet in the middle with some shoulder blocks, but Kobashi eventually connects with a chop, but Kawada seems to kind of like it. He kind of gets charged up when he gets hit with it. They then kind of trade chops back and forth from there. Kawada then whips Kobashi to the ropes and hits a sick spinning back kick. He then tags in Fuchi. Fuchi starts working the arm with a hammerlock. Kobashi then rises and punches him to his corner. And then Baba tags in for the first time. Baba then also starts working the arm of Fuchi. Kawada then kicks him off, and then Fuchi comes and tags in Taue. Taue is then in to chop Baba a couple of times before Baba hits his overhand strikes to the head, is what I'm going to call him, because he kind of just swings his fist and smacks him on the top of the head. Taue then ducks a clothesline and nails one of his own and actually knocks Baba to the mat, which I can't imagine how he ever got up from that, but being as big as he is. Taue then gets him up and scores a power slam and an elbow on the mat. He then goes for an abdominal stretch, but of course, Baba is an absolutely massive human being that we've talked about a couple of times, and he is not able to lock it in. And Baba actually turns it around and wrenches one of his own in. Fuchi then comes in and breaks it up. Misawa then tags in from Baba. He immediately scores with a running drop kick and then a spinning wheel kick. He then locks in a chin lock before pulling Taue back into the corner and tags Kobashi in. They then pound Taue until the ref gives the count of 4. Obviously, if they get to 5, it's a disqualification, as Earl Hebner has many times told us throughout the years. Kobashi is then in with a big leaping shoulder block, only gets 2 on a pinfall. Taue then blocks a vertical suplex attempt from Kobashi and hits one of his own. He tags in Kawada, who immediately hits 2 head kicks. He kind of holds his head in place and kicks him in the head, so it's kind of brutal. Kawada then chops elbows to the head and then scores with a drop kick, but only gets 2 off of that. More big elbows, and then he whips him to the corner. Kobashi then gets a boot up on a charge and hits another big shoulder block. Misawa then gets tagged back in. Big strikes leading to a whip and a leaping clothesline, only gets 2 off of that. Kawada then gets picked up, and he immediately hits 3 hard kicks to the back of Misawa's legs. Misawa answers with a forearm, but then gets booted to the mat. Kawada then tags in Fuchi. Fuchi then scores with 2 kicks to the gut and a chop. Misawa then responds with multiple short forearms before tagging in Baba. Baba then hits the absolute slowest kicks to the stomach of Fuchi that he possibly could have ever
How
hit.
dare you?
Just slow-mo kicks. Fuchi then tries to fight Baba off, but gets largely no-sold and struck down. He's able to scramble to his corner and tag Taue back in. Baba gets him back into the kind of face corner and scores with a knee before tagging in Kobashi. Kobashi then hits a delayed vertical suplex and then locks in a chin lock before tagging Misawa back in. Misawa comes in, hits a power slam and a standing senton, but only gets 2 off of it. He then whips Taue and hits a running crossbody and then drop kicks him to the floor. Kobashi then comes in and hits a baseball slide. He didn't get tagged in. He just comes in and kind of does it. And then Misawa does his kind of signature, as I'm guessing from the last match, he had a couple of these. He kind of does a signature leaping through the middle rope forearm, or he actually does it from the apron, like he did in the last match where he missed. Misawa then goes up to the top, hits another leaping forearm. Misawa then goes for some type of suplex, but it gets blocked. And then Kawada chops him in the back of the neck, and so he lets go. Taue then hits a choke slam and tags in Kawada. Kawada then is in with rapid kicks to Misawa's head. He kind of does the thing where he holds his head and kicks him over and over again. He then locks in a submission, but it's right next to the ropes, so he has to break and responds by kicking Misawa in the back for being such a chicken shit to get to the ropes. He then hits a back suplex, but only gets 2 more strikes to the back of Misawa's neck by Kawada and Fuchi before Fuchi cranks on the neck and kind of wrenches it in and eventually locks in a sleeper. Taue then is tagged back in and guillotines him on the top rope and hits an absolutely sick pile driver. But again, the pin is too close to the ropes. Throughout the match, I'm going to call them the heel team because they seem to be the badder guys of the two. They do a lot of stuff really close to the ropes, so they didn't strategize very well. But that happens throughout the match, but it's happened a couple times already, so I kind of wanted to point it out. He then hits Snake Eyes in the corners and does another in the other corner, but the second time, Misawa kind of pops off of it and annihilates Taue with a forearm. Fuchi then pops in illegally and strikes Misawa down, allowing Taue to tag Kawada. Backs him into the corner with kicks and then locks in an arm and neck submission, but Baba comes in again illegally and kicks him off. Kawada then focuses on the back of the head and neck with more hard strikes, tags in Fuchi, who comes in and does the same, focuses on the head and neck. Misawa eventually is able to pop up with a forearm, but again gets kind of tripped and then thrown out to the outside of the ring. Fuchi and Kawada then hit a spike pile driver on the floor, which again was absolutely sick. Then Taue kind of guillotines his throat on the guardrail. Back in, Fuchi again pins a little too close to the ropes, so the ref stops counting, obviously. Kawada is then back in with more strikes to the neck, again still focusing on the neck, again only gets 2. He kind of backs Misawa into the corner, and they all three kind of continue to wear him down. They kind of tag in and out and pound on him a little bit. Each of them kind of take turns. Misawa then gets a desperate front face lock, but Fuchi is able to prevent him from getting to his corner, and Taue kicks him in the back. Fuchi then puts Misawa in the Tree of Woe and kind of chokes him with his boot, tags in Kawada from there. More targeted strikes to the neck, and then Taue and him hit an awkward kind of choke slam back suplex combo. I'm guessing that was some kind of tag team finisher for them, but again, pins him too close to the ropes, so the ref stops counting. Kawada then locks in a dragon sleeper, and Kobashi tries to come in and break things up, but eats a back suplex from Fuchi, who also comes in. Kobashi is then back up and is able to knock him away, but Taue is able to fight, also come in and fight Kobashi away, and Taue and Kawada hit dueling power bombs on both of them. Again, only 2 off of that. Fuchi is then tagged back in and tries to pick up Misawa, but he's absolutely dead weight at this point. So he just tries to pin him a couple of times, but obviously is unsuccessful. Misawa then blocks a back suplex, but Fuchi then scores with an enziguri once again to the injured neck. Misawa blocks another suplex and nails 2 forearms, and then I kind of don't like how he just kind of casually gets the tag. I feel like he kind of desperately needed to get the tag, but that's a
it's not a hot tag.
Minor nitpick. Yeah, it should have been more of a hot tag, but he kind of just walks over and tags in Baba. Baba no-sells some chops, obviously delivers some of his own and gets a big boot. Taue and Kawada both come in, but Baba turns them both away and then locks in a Cobra Clutch. And then all 6 guys are in the ring, and all the faces have their own submission on each guy, kind of wrenching them in at the same time. Fuchi eventually is able to escape the Cobra Clutch with an eye rake, hits a drop kick. Kawada is then in with a running clothesline in the corner, and Taue hits a quote-unquote choke slam on Baba because he barely picks him up. He kind of just trips him up a little bit. Kobashi then breaks up a pin attempt. Another Dragon Sleeper is then on Baba, and again, Kobashi comes in to break it up. Chops from Kawada on Baba against the ropes and then whips him across, but Kawada eats a knee to the gut when he kind of runs after him. Kobashi then gets back in, and he and Kawada trade chops back and forth, including some rapid chops to the neck. He just starts really nailing them really quick. Kobashi then hits a big boot and goes for a chop, but is blocked and dropped with a right hand. Taue then guillotines Kobashi on the top rope and then dumps him to the outside. He exposes the concrete and hits an absolutely nasty DDT right onto the concrete. Rolls him back in, only gets 2 again. Starts to kind of focus on his neck, wrenches his neck, and then tags in Fuchi. Fuchi is then in and immediately hits a back suplex. It tags back out to Kawada, and Fuchi whips Kobashi into a clothesline. Taue is then in, and Fuchi whips Kobashi into a choke slam. Misawa then breaks up that pin attempt. Kobashi then desperately tries to get to his corner, but Fuchi cuts him off and tags in Taue. Taue hits a gross front toss suplex, only to get 2. He then boots Kobashi in the back of the head over and over, and Kawada tags back in and scores with a boot to the skull and follows with a tombstone pile driver, but again only gets 2 after multiple pins. I know Mark from Texas probably wasn't a big fan of that one. He tags Fuchi back in, who gets in a strike exchange with Kobashi, but is able to kind of fight him off. Taue then gets tagged back in, hits multiple lariats, and gets a 2 count off of that. He then follows it with a Samoan drop, and again only gets 2. Tags back in Kawada, and he grabs Kobashi's left arm and holds on to it while he lays in chop after chop. So he's kind of chopping him, pulls him up, chops him again, pulls him back up, chops him again. Off of that, he only gets 2 again. Gets him into the corner and chops away again. He then goes to climb, but gets punched in the throat while he's starting to climb and kind of mount him. And while he gets a boot up on a charge, he is then crushed with a clothesline from Kobashi. Misawa is then in with a House of Fire. This is kind of the hot tag that eventually does happen. So Misawa comes in, House of Fire, takes out all three heels. He hits a back suplex on Kawada, but only gets 2 off of that. Goes for a German, but Kawada drops down and kicks him in the face. They then trade head kicks and forearms before Kawada hits a leaping kick to the head. Taue is then back in, DDTs Misawa, but only gets 2. He then rams Misawa's head into his knee a couple of times before hitting an atomic drop, which Misawa completely no sells, pops out and hits a hard forearm. Baba then gets tagged back in, roughs up Taue until Fuchi comes in and rakes the eyes. Taue then hits a vertical suplex, but again, only gets 2. Baba then gets a boot up on a charge and hits a clothesline and kind of falls along with Fuchi, showing his age and his obviously incredible awkwardness. But Fuchi breaks up the pin. Kobashi is then in and hits a thrust kick and unleashes chops in the corner. And no matter how many times Taue throws him back down, Kobashi pops back up and hits him with even more. A running knee in the corner and a DDT only gets 2. Kobashi then hits a drop kick and gets caught with a twisting power slam out of it. Fuchi then tags in. Thez presses Kobashi, but only gets 2 off of that. He then chokes and smashes his face with his boot. He then starts booting and kicking him in the head, but Kobashi fires up and grapevines him and just kind of starts rolling him around the ring, but only gets 2 when he eventually stops. He then hits a power slam and a leg drop. He then goes to the top rope and temporarily kind of gets cut off, but he eventually scores with a diving shoulder block. Another standing leg drop, and then follows it by going to the top rope, hitting another leg drop. The pin attempt after that is broken up by Akira Taue. And then Baba comes in and dispatches of Taue, and Misawa does the same with Kawada, allowing Kobashi to hit a power slam, and then he eventually hits a top rope moonsault, and the faces in this situation get the victory with the top rope moonsault on Fuchi. So that's the end of the match. Heck of a match, and I'll save my thoughts for after I get mine from y'all's, but definitely not a 5-star match, but definitely a solid 6-man throughout. So Sean, what do you think?
20 minutes too long. I'll start there. It's a very long match. So was the match good? Yeah. There's good spots. So like for me, I was trying to bucket in. Okay, let me really think through this because there's so much that's going on, and I feel like in your recap, there's 6 guys in this match, and trying to keep this had to be hell for you to recap because there's so many moving parts.
I don't even want to tell you how long it took me to take.
I can't imagine. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But it kind of like, let's bucket into like, hey, who did what? So Kawada for me, I think Kawada, was very underrated in this match because he kicked out of a lot of things. He was constantly getting in it with Misawa and Kobashi. And he just feels like he's really working in the match. So I think Kawada did a really good job in this match. Yeah. I guess how I felt about it, and again, this isn't a whole lot of context about all of them. I almost feel like this was maybe a Japan best of kind of thing where there was some long heat segments. There were some good isolated segments with Misawa and Kobashi. They did some good near falls down the home stretch. The crowd was hot. They were especially hot when Misawa got going, when Kobashi was getting his ass kicked. And they actually got hot when Baba was in danger, which I think is hilarious because there was a couple spots where, oh wow, they actually got Baba down, and I think the crowd ate it up. Fuchi, I also don't think he gets a lot. I can see how he'd be underrated because I don't even know who this fucking guy is. But he was constantly cutting off tags. He was constantly working holds. He was actually doing extended heat segments. So I felt like he did a really good job there. Here's my big problem. It's Baba. He drags the match down. He's too slow. His offense is weak. He kills a lot of momentum whenever there's momentum going when he tags in. My glimpses of glory for him, though, are I like it when he's getting chopped. Because when he gets chopped, it almost hits differently because he's such a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's such an odd man. We've already talked about it. He looks like he's an alien from outer space. You can't even get it. Yeah, so when he gets hit, it just hits differently. And when he chops people, I think you're supposed to think, oh my God, this is something. But his chops just look so ineffective. Like there's this big guy, but when he chops, it's weird. I don't know. I can't explain it. Like Bob is just something weird with him. So it's like every time the match starts going, Baba tags in and the breaks hit. And then there's some points where it drags. It's 40 minutes. The middle section's a little bit bloated. The heat segments go on too long. And I know Keith loves those long heat segments. And the pacing like only picks up kind of late. It's like really like weird inconsistencies here. So the ending, Kobashi, again, he got a lot of punishment. The babyfaces rally. I hated the finish. I think the moonsault was kind of a meh finish. Like these guys are beating the shit out of each other, pummeling each other. I think the moonsault was a cop out on the finish, so that didn't really work for me either. I struggled even going 4 stars on this, to be perfectly honest with you. I would probably go between 3.25 and 4 stars. It's certainly not a 5-star match. I just think it had good moments. I think the crowd was good. It had some good talent in it, but just too much dragging. Baba hurting the match. Feels like there's just too many people in this and they're all trying to get their shit in. I don't know. It just didn't work for me. So I'd have to go probably 3.25 stars. That's what I would say for me. So.
Yeah, and this is going to be a ridiculous like nitpick, but there was a little too much tagging in and out. Like the face guys do get, there's a couple of heat segments where Misawa and Kobashi get beat down for a good segment, but I just felt that I could never get used to a guy because I felt like the heels would
because every time they would switch, I mean, the only one that you could, and sometimes you got people confused, like who was who, and like, and I'm trying to say this the right way because I don't want to. It's just like I could distinguish between Misawa because of the green, and I could distinguish Baba because the alien nature of his human being. So I don't know. It's just a weird match for me, and I'm trying to figure out in my head, why the fuck did Meltzer think this was 5 stars? And I'm also curious on what you guys think about the finish, because the finish didn't hit for me either. So we can talk about that as you go, but that's where I stand. I'm going 3.75.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, the finish was fine for me. I mean, they had beaten the crap out of each other to that point. Would I have liked something a little bit more impactful? Absolutely. Especially coming off the first match that we covered, obviously.
I think that's the problem for me. The first match, Misawa came out, freaking clobbered him, and then I think that's part of it too. So
and I think that could be a problem, throughout the pod if we kind of peek behind the curtain, we're recording 2 at the same time. But I think that could be a problem with maybe like the second match in a lot of these series that we'll do throughout the pod's recording history. But I mean.
Listen, we can just blame it on Baba. Just blame it on Baba.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's Baba. He's slow. His strikes don't look convincing whatsoever. He's just doing these like, little like, Andre in his later days kind of punches and stuff like that. So, but Keith, let's get your thoughts before I go any further.
Blame it on Baba. I mean,
What do you think his brother Beefcake Baba thought of this?
Beefcake Baba. He's 56 years old. I just need to reiterate that once again.
Yeah.
He's also a legit giant in the sense that he has agramegalia probably. So I'm sure that didn't help, being older and having to deal with that, issue. I kind of agree with Sean with the too many tags in and out but I guess in a 6-man, you kind of want to do that a lot. I mean, in a traditional tag team match, I think you can get away with like a face in peril extended segment or whatever, but maybe not in a 6-man. Way too much Fuchi and Baba for the 2 old guys, which was kind of weird. And then
you could definitely tell Fuchi was kind of like the grizzled, like heel veteran, like he was doing a lot of like eye rakes and like grinding,
which is fine, but he kind of was in too much, I felt, for me, like.
See, I didn't mind him as much. He didn't bug me as much.
Well, no, but he's nowhere near as bad as when Bob gets in the ring. But I'm just saying, you kind of you're doing a 6-man. It's so funny because we're actually going to see a 6-man at WrestleMania with iShow Speed, and it's like I wonder if they would let iShow Speed. I wonder if they'd let him be in the ring for an extended period of time, or if they're gonna do like they should and just have him not be in it a whole bunch. And that's kind of how I feel. It's like Baba shouldn't have been. You know, you get Baba in there to have like to pop the crowd, you know, and then you get out real quick, you know, or yeah, and that's what they should have done. I felt like with the two of them, or you have the two of them in the ring because they're clearly in there because of each other, and so then you have them move out or whatever. But I mean, I kind of chuckled when Shawn was talking about not recognizing or confusing because he was definitely talking about Kobashi and what's his name, Taue, because one of them had red and the other one had orange trunks on, and I was like, it's too confusing. I don't like it when guys wear similar color patterns. I can't tell what I'm watching.
All I can say about Taue is he looks like a sweet baby boy in this one. He looks very young. I can't imagine he was much more in his 20s.
Kawada reminded me of a fat Taka Michinoku. I saw it once and I couldn't unsee it, and I was like, damn it. So that kind of ruined it for me. But no, I mean, it's not a 5-star match. It's not by any stretch of the imagination. The high spots that were in this were great. Like you had mentioned the DDT on the outside of the ring, and you know, I even kind of like that, and I've seen it a lot in independent wrestling where they do that, where they're trying to pin each other and they kind of like roll around the ring, kind of that. I kind of like that. I thought that was fun. You could have definitely shaved 10 to 15 minutes off of this match. Maybe take out the multiple tags in and out between the players, and I think it's going to improve. I don't know how much it's going to improve. I don't think this is ever going to get above 3 3/4, in my opinion. Meltzer's way off. I don't know what he's thinking, but again, it's got a lot of players in it that I'm sure he is in love with. I'm sure he loves. You know, we know he loves Misawa and Kobashi. I'm sure he loved Baba. He probably loved Kawada and Taue and Fuchi as well. So this is probably one of those where he just is in love with the whole package altogether, and that's why he gave it 5 stars. And then I'm going to stick with that. I would say 3 3/4. I think Shawn nailed it right on the head.
Yeah, the time is definitely working against it as well, because again, I don't think we needed multiple heat segments on one on Misawa and one on Kawada, or one on Kobashi. I mean, I definitely think you could at least shave 15 minutes off of it, probably maybe even 20, I would say, and it could have been a little bit more impactful. And you know, I like
less Baba. Just less Baba.
Less Baba. Like that would have been a perfect way to finish it. Have Fuchi and Baba not come in the whole match. Do like a 20-25 minute match. Have them come in at the end, and you know, Baba just hit some big strikes. And maybe
real quick, Keith, what did you think of the finish? Just the moonsault being the finish. What did you think?
I think it would have been okay if there wasn't a whole lot of fuckery going on around it as well. And
you almost don't need to see it.
No,
Yeah.
And then I actually thought that the leg drop that Kobashi hits,
the
Alabama Jam, I almost thought that would have been a better.
Yeah, that was a good one for sure.
But and what took me out was like Baba, like I said at the beginning, Baba's in it like the first 3 minutes of the match. He tags in.
Yeah, I mean, he tags in 3 or 4 times. I was not expecting.
But he's 56 years old. Why is he tagging in like immediately? He tagged in before friggin' Kobashi tagged in. It was like, the fuck.
I was surprised he took a vertical suplex. I thought that was pretty crazy.
It's funny when at one point he's getting chopped and he like sits on the rope, and I'm like, he looks like he's sitting in a recliner.
That's what I love. But I like the chops because it just hit different because of who it was.
Like
doesn't mean they were good.
Wall.
I love how you said like it looks like he's just sitting in a recliner. That's about right.
It's kind of like when Andre would just sit in the corner.
But it popped me. I won't lie.
But it is. It's like because Logan was saying his awkwardness. It's just he's so fucking awkward. He's just
an awkward human. That's
just a big gangly.
Like Big Baba should have his own sitcom. That's like
he's this big gangly, knowing how to create a character.
Baba's World. They should have a sitcom. Baba's World.
Baba's World.
Baba's World.
Oh my god!
I'm ready to go to. I'm trying not to do my. I'm trying not to be offensive.
He's voiced by Andre the Giant.
I'll just do my Andre voice for Baba.
No, they dub Andre's voice in. It's like Jesus Christ.
Fucking amazing.
We're horrible people. I'm just
Beefcake Baba comes over.
This is my brother Beefcake Baba.
I just love. I love shit. He's like a creator wrestler from No Mercy.
That's a really good way to say it. I think that's perfect analogy.
Once he said that, that's the most spot on, perfect way to describe it I could think of. But yeah, I agree with you guys. Not 5 stars. I would at most go 4 on this. I would say there were cool spots throughout. Again, just went I think way too long. Wasn't quite like Shawn said, there was some energy, but it took him a while to get there. There were some stiff strikes. There was some good working on like the neck and head area of a couple of the guys throughout. So they did some good limb work and focused on a body part and all that kind of stuff. So you could appreciate that, and they sold it pretty well throughout. But yeah, just too much in and out with the heel side. You couldn't really get Baba. Yeah, maybe just a little too much Baba. He probably shouldn't have tagged in more than once or twice. So, but yeah, you appreciate the effort, but yeah, again, as much as I don't want to rag on Meltzer for having favorites or anything like that, but I think Keith, you might be a little right that he was just in he liked the kind of tag matches that Taue and Kawada versus Kobashi and Misawa they were having at the time. So anytime he saw them get in the ring, it was like automatically like, oh, I love what these guys are doing. I can ignore the old guys and I can ignore how terrible Baba looks at certain points. So I think that might be a little bit of what's going on here, but it was a good match, but again, it's not at the level, and it probably hurts that we watched that other one kind of at the same time, and that one was so
maybe,
great.
But I still, even if I had,
no, I'm not saying it would have been either way, but
yeah,
I wasn't saying it would have been either way, but it might be a little bit of that as well, because that one was so awesome.
I just struggle to understand how he saw this as a 5-star. Like, I don't know, it's just sweet.
Yeah.
Like, as much as the last one was definitely a 5-star, I'm trying to get his point of view on this one. Like, I'd love to interview Meltzer and tell me what the fuck you were thinking with this. No, it's like,
what were you thinking with this match?
Yeah.
Well, if you want, you can hang out with them at WrestleMania. He's doing like a watch party, so you can.
There you
go. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. But yeah, I think we've kind of answered the question throughout. Does Meltzer know best? I think we're going to go with a resounding no.
Not this time.
Because, again, really good match, but not great or all time or anything like that, I would say. So, we've had one really good one. We've had one kind of, not as good, but still pretty good one at the same time. So, we'll see how we come out next time. But before we go, Shawn, what would you like to plug?
Just Shit Take, Hands of Z, ones I do with Keith. The other 2 I do with Keith. Those are always a good time. If you want to hear me and Keith give each other shit, like it's usually me giving Keith shit and him taking it. But he takes it well. He takes it like a champion. I love Keith. So most people would think we hate each other, but we really don't. Even if he has bad,
get out a reaction out of somebody. No.
God.
No, well, he has bad takes on certain things sometimes. Anyway, but no. So listen to those. Territorial, which I try to do once a month now, so that's been fun to do. So I think whenever this drops, the latest one I did was on the first episode of NWA Main Event. So that was a good one to go back and watch. So yeah, just all the stuff we do on the Backbone as well. Logan's a real backbone of the Backbone, but I throw a few pot shots in here and there. So
happy to be the backbone of the Backbone.
Yep.
I'll do it as long as my body is willing, ready, willing, and able. So, Keithy, what about you?
Please listen to the shows that I do with Logan, Movie Education of Logan Crosland, Journey Through the Arrowverse, We Watch Comics. Those are both available on the Backbone. You can hear me with GFA Live with PD Winston, usually every week. Probably going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus because of the Mania season, but we'll be back to normal sooner or later. But and also, you can watch me on YouTube. You can with Keeping Up with the Keithy. What's the one I do that's Taking It Easy with Keithy?
Take Me Home, Keithy Rhodes.
Take Me Home, Keithy Rhodes. Can Keithy cook? Keithy takes a shit.
Keithy cooking food is what
Keithy does porn coming soon too.
Keithy talks porn. Keithy talks porn. All right. Keithy orders his coffee at Dunkin' Donuts. There's a whole bunch of shows that we have.
Keithy orders a sub during a pod. That's one of my favorite ones.
Oh my God. That did happen.
It did. He walked down the stairs live on air. It was great. Keithy orders a sub.
Keithy picks up his D'Angelo steak and cheese.
Keithy does DoorDash. Keithy
orders Jersey Mike's.
Keithy orders Jersey Mike's. Yeah.
God, Keith, I love you.
Happens.
I love you.
Oh man, but yeah, definitely check out everything that Keithy and Shawn do. Check out everything here on the Backbone Wrestling Network. Like I said last time, Highway to the Impact Zone, YouTube Roulette, the Russo Pod, Journey Through the Arrowverse that Keithy mentioned, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me.
Special shout out to Scott Shiflett for making me laugh so fucking hard this episode, even though he's not here.
For the creative wrestler comment, that's pretty great.
My God, that is a good one. I'll be thinking about that for months.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't think we have any more Baba throughout this time, so
I can't imagine there's more 5-star Baba.
We won't get to see him again, unfortunately. So, but had a fun time with you guys once again, and appreciate everybody for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Stacking stars like snapshots, old tapes on the floor, tiny desks, big opinions, turning why into more. Every match, every minute, he's rewinding the frame from a busted high school bleacher to a household name. 5-star Dave, call it how you see it. Turn that page, history ready. Talk that talk, make the whole room lean in. Yeah, we lean. 5-star Dave, say it, you believe it. Raise that grade, love it or you leave it. Thumbs in the air for the man who means it. 5-star Dave. Old school spiral notebook, scribble thoughts in the margins. Heart first, head on fire, never learned how to bargain. If it's good, it's a classic. If it's bad, it's exposed. Every truth, every tangent hits you right in the soul. 5-star Dave, call it how you see it. Turn that page, history ready. Talk that talk, make the whole room lean in. 5-star Dave, say it, you believe it. Raise that grade, love it or you leave it. Thumbs in the air for the man who means it. 5-star Dave. Hey! Who's keeping score? He's counting more than numbers. Heart, grit, glory, every loss, every wonder. You can cheer, you can rage, you can shout at the screen, but you're still tuned in to the voice of the dream. 5-star Dave, call it how you see it. Turn that page, history ready. Talk that talk, make the whole room lean in. Hey, we lean. 5-star Dave, say it, you believe it. Raise that grade, love it or you leave it. Thumbs in the air for the man who means it. 5-star Dave.